Hey guys, this is another episode of Marketers and Founders. Today we're here with Benson, who was a famous breakdancer. He was on So You Think You Can Dance, and he is traveling the world for free, staying at 5-star hotels, and he has now started his own agency working with everyone from the Four Seasons to famous celebrities on their Instagram profiles to Facebook profiles. So thank you for being here today, and yeah, it's great for you to take out your time and to teach us how you're crushing on social media and how you can help other people live the lifestyle that they want using social media and using like automation tools. And yeah, so we're gonna dive right into your story about how you got into marketing. So take us to that, maybe it was an aha moment, inspiration, but where did it all begin?
Yeah, thanks, man. Well, yeah, I really do travel the world. So yesterday I was in Korea, today I'm here. Next week I go to Dubai. So it's just, to me, it's another country, another culture. I mean, that's what I love about life. But, you know, actually getting into the marketing and what took me all around the world was just my ability to reach out to people on social media, on Facebook. And it was just a numbers game. And enough people said yes, a lot of people said no. And it took me to 50 different countries and just teaching dance workshops. So, you know, it started with So You Think You Can Dance and just kept building the brand, the website, the videography, and the references, and just reaching out to people, man. So it's all about people and relationships.
So let's dive into a little bit more specifics of how like you build these relationships, like what strategies are you using, and are you like cold emailing them, sending them Facebook messages? Is it everything? You know?
Yeah. I first started off with just Googling website, like a dance studio. So I would choose like a country or a state and a city, like maybe dance studios in Chicago. And then all these studios would pop up, and then I'd just go one by one to their website, getting their email, and then sending them a message. So it was all through cold email. Nobody really reached out to me at all, but I got enough jobs to make a full-time career. Now I make up to like $1,000 an hour teaching dance just on the weekends. So it's really cool, but it's taken me about 10 years to get at this level.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So tell me about some of the highs in your dance careers, like some of the better moments where you're like, wow, that was one, like something that you can really remember and you tell people about all the time. The good stories.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, being on So You Think You Can Dance, so I did audition 3 times, and each season I made it a little bit further and advanced. But yeah, I just remember thousands of people showing up to the audition, everyone dancing for their life. They only had about 20 seconds to show the judges what they had. And I had to figure out a way to enter in a different way that was more unique and original than everyone else, because everyone else was like flipping in and doing all these crazy jumps and leaps. So I started off like on the ground and entered as like a frog. Mm-hmm. So I did this frog hop, and that's what got me on the show. So
so much of it is about standing out too. You know, I think that's really important, like what you said. And it's like what Seth Godin, he's a famous marketer. He's written, I think, close to 15 bestsellers in marketing. He calls it like being a purple cow. So just like do something that's different. It doesn't have to be beneficial, but just stand out so people will pay attention to you and then provide them the value.
Yeah, because people judge you in like the first 7 seconds that they see you. So that's why you have to figure out a different way to, you know, do something. And that's the hard thing these days, to create something truly original and unique.
Yeah, especially with, you know, information is so easily accessible that it's become so difficult. And dance has been around for a long time. Granted, it's still evolving, and just to be able to tweak it a little bit and then stand out, I mean, it takes a lot of creativity.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, yeah, I've been dancing and teaching all over the world, and I still do that. But now I'm more focused on helping others do that, and then helping others travel the world for free on Instagram, just by leveraging their social media accounts.
So let's talk about Instagram, because I love all the Instagram stuff you're doing, and you handle a ton of big accounts, and you're helping them grow really fast, including my own. So let's dive into that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, like, what do you want to know exactly? Like, what any tips?
Oh, tips on like how to grow your Instagram account. How are you actually helping people travel the world for free using Instagram, and what does that look like? So give people, just pretend like the person in the audience right now, like they don't know anything about Instagram except like they have 500 followers and they upload pictures maybe twice a week.
Yeah. Okay.
Give you some idea.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, it's just kind of like anything, guys. You know, it's like you got to be consistent, persistent on a daily basis. You know, it's the small things that add up to big results. So, I mean, if you're only playing like golf like once a week, you're never gonna get better. The same thing with Instagram. It's like you have to post at least 2 to 6 times a day. We usually say about 60% of curated content and 40% of your own original content is the perfect growth strategy. So I mean, if you're like in a motivational niche, I mean, it'd be shouting out other people or sharing some of their posts on your feeds, and then using the right hashtags and posting those 30 hashtags in the first comment so that they don't mess up your captions and make it look bad. And then engagement groups, there's so many different engagement groups out there that can help you boost your exposure and just get you more likes and followers. And then shout outs. So we have huge shout out systems of like 60 to 100 different accounts in each specific niche. And we just constantly shout each other out every single day, which helps us get a lot of growth. But yeah, I mean, before you use the automation tools, but automation actually stunts your growth. So a lot, we just try to grow organically. So that's why I have real people, real human beings actually managing these accounts. So kind of think of it as like your own personal virtual assistant that's just hyper-focused on your Instagram. And Instagram rewards people who just do stuff manually. So that's what we found out.
So one of the biggest questions I've seen from marketers and founders looking to get an Instagram is how do they get in touch with these engagement groups? So you have all these people talking about it, but they'll never it's like this secret sauce, right? So talk a little bit about that.
Well, there's a lot of different groups that you can get into if you just have a big following. Like, okay, if you already have like an account that has 80,000 followers and pretty good engagement, like 2,000 likes per post, you can get into an engagement group called Explorer with Explorer, and that's basically like one of the biggest engagement groups in Instagram, and it just helps your account grow really fast and make your posts go viral. There's other engagement groups that are out there that you can pay a small fee, monthly fee, every single month. You just pretty much have to search them up on Google or reach out to them via DM on Instagram. And, just for example, if I was in motivation, I'd search like a big motivational page and then ask them, because they all have their own groups and they're all trying to sell their services. So they'll usually let you in for, less than $100 a month or something like that. Could be. But then the bigger ones and the more powerful ones, with like millions and millions of followers, that could be anywhere from $500 a month to $1,500. Because those are really high quality accounts, and this is what's called like power liking, and it's basically getting all of these accounts to engage with your posts, like as soon as you post them up or within a period of time. And that kind of hits the algorithms in Instagram and makes your stuff go viral and gets you a lot of followers.
So would you say that Instagram is more of like a pay-to-play type of platform today? With Facebook, you still have Facebook groups and which is like this white space where you don't really need to pay money to like grow a Facebook group. But if you're on Instagram and you're trying to really grow your profile, it seems like it's more pay-to-play to like get into these networks and get people to engage with your content that are influencers, because you're not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, it's basically like, the best things in life are for free, right? So there are ways that you can try to, negotiate with these people if you have something of value to offer them, like whatever that is, and you strike a deal. But mostly, yes, like you do have to pay to like grow really fast. If you don't, I mean, the average company only guarantees like around 400 followers a month. Like organic, but if you want to grow like thousands a day or like 200 to 500 a day or something like that, you're gonna have to pay. For sure. Just because it's so hard to grow these days. That's why I think everybody's using these bots like Instagress or these other services that with the follow and follow technique, and which actually helps in the beginning, but then they reach that tipping point where they can't grow and their account becomes unhealthy. So it's not good.
Yeah, I've seen that happen to many accounts. It's around like where you get to like 14K, 15K. It's usually around there from what I've seen. And then they're just like down.
Man.
And so talking a little bit about like Instagram strategies, like how are you using Instagram to travel the world, like reaching out, landing these partnerships? How to like give people the insights to that?
Yeah, so exciting news. I just landed this big job with the Dubai Board of Tourism. So I'm actually organizing a huge influencer campaign for them next month. So influencers from all over the world, 10 different countries are going to come in, and they just wanted to focus on destination influencers. So it's going to be a really cool project I'm excited about. But before that, I've gotten me and my friends about 100 nights for free at 5-star hotels all over the world. And it's just, I'm so passionate about travel, and hotels and lodging can be expensive. So I wanted to figure out a way to help my friends, help myself, save money and to enjoy the travel more. And basically the way I do that is just all through email. And it's just, your subject lines, Instagram or reservation at your hotel, these dates, reservation for Zach Benson. And then, I say, hey, good morning, I'm Zach, I'm an Instagram influencer with over 6 million reach. These are my accounts. I'd love to take some photos of your hotel and showcase it to my followers. I'm looking at these dates, this many rooms, 2 nights for free. In exchange, I can do, so many posts, maybe TripAdvisor review, Facebook review, optional. And then also, like, I would add something like, maybe help you guys get your next 5,000 followers for free.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So the thing is
it's like, yes, please.
Yeah, they love that. They love that. Because, they get pitched every single day. So every single day, these hotels, restaurants, spas get 15 to 50 emails a day about influencers wanting to stay for free. You have to set yourself, make yourself different. And they love it if you can teach them something, whether it's social media, Instagram's, sales and marketing. You can build them a funnel, anything that you can do, or take beautiful pictures and edit them and give them a nice portfolio, like anything that you can do, like just try and offer them. Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Like for my community, I get tons of free marketing software.
Oh yeah.
Now that doesn't help me travel the world for free. That sounds way cooler. Like I just have tons of software I have to try out.
Yeah, man. That's cool too, though.
Yeah, cool, it's definitely like a big benefit. It does save a lot of money. That's all it really is. It's just an exchange of value. I mean, it's as simple as that. And I think like the remarkable part about it is that you can keep doing this over and again. And part of it is, from my experience, and you may have experienced the same thing, is that outside of Silicon Valley, people struggle, like there's far more struggle to grow your social media accounts. They're maybe 3 years behind in technology, maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
And they don't really know what they're doing when it comes to the internet. They understand like, okay, I can build like a WordPress website and set up a Facebook page, set up an Instagram account. But that's all they know. And have you had the same experience?
Exactly. I mean, a lot of these big hotels and brands, they usually hire someone in-house, someone that's older and doesn't know that much about social media and marketing. And so like, I'm actually like, that's why this is so powerful, guys, because like you could be a photographer, videographer. We could build your page, or you could buy a page, and then you instantly have that credibility, and you can reach out to these hotels, do that mutually beneficial exchange, give them free photos, free video, and then you have new friends, and you can tap into their network, and they're really connected, and then you'll be the go-to person to do future jobs, and do like commercial exchanges and transactions, which is cool. But yeah, none of these hotels really have a solid plan down, so it's a really big market.
So going off of that point, I just want to see your thoughts on how do you view Instagram when it comes to like almost seeing the pages itself as like the profiles itself as rental properties. So it's almost like people like 10 years ago, they're buying up tons of houses and they start renting them out, and there's Airbnb and they're buying even more houses, renting them out. But you can also do this with online profiles.
Oh yeah.
And
definitely.
I think this is a big part that people are missing. So rather than being like tied down to something that's in person and anything could go wrong, right? You have like a water pipe burst and you have to call a technician. You just have an Instagram profile and you're renting it out. So how do you view that?
Yeah, I mean, I rent out my Instagram in many different ways, and we have so many different pages that they're really big assets now because they're so huge. So I mean, even if people want to stay at like a $2,000 a night hotel for free for honeymoon, we're able to get them like over 50%, 75% off. So they save money and then they pay us. So it's really cool that way. And then also, back in the day, I bought an account for like over $10,000 and I made most of my money back because I got about 15%, monthly off of what that account made, and by selling shout outs. And that account made like anywhere between $2,000, $3,000 a month just selling shout outs back in the day, a year and a half ago. And so, yeah, it's definitely true. Like the more Instagram accounts you can make and create and build a kingdom and like an empire, I mean, the more things that you can do just in all different niches.
Yeah, I find it so fascinating. It's and would you say that this opportunity is like drying up, or is this like the prime time to jump on it? And if you don't jump on it now, it's not going to be available forever. Like to start like buying Instagram accounts and being able to do what you do.
Yeah, the thing is that the time is now. I mean, I think even a year from now, it'll be okay. 2 years, 3 years. Just because like Instagram is growing so fast. Of course, Instagram is changing things with the algorithm, so it's harder to grow. So that's why some of these pages are bigger assets. And that's why people charge so much for these services, because no one really knows about these secret services that can grow your account, hundreds to thousands a day. That's why people are paying big money. And I mean, and for shout outs, if you can create like a really huge network, some people like they charge anywhere from like 25 cents to $1 per follower to big brands and companies.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. That's really crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, that opportunity, I don't know if it's always going to be there, but I guess like you said, Instagram is still growing so fast and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. I mean, people are just using it more and more, to say the least. And you just like walk down the street and everybody's just on their phone, just like scrolling through pictures,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So I want to talk a little bit about your transition. So what was it like transitioning out of dance? You're still in dance, you're still an instructor, but but focusing more on the business side. So it is very different in some sense. So what was going through your mind when you were like, okay, I'm going to start an agency and work a lot with Instagram profiles?
Yeah, well, honestly, guys, it was just this thing like, and I heard this from my financial advisor like many years ago, but he's like, Zach, like what happens if you can't use your hands and your feet? Like, what the heck are you going to do? He's like, you got to have a plan B. And I never thought I would get injured just because I've always been healthy and I've never hurt myself. But, about 2 years ago in India, I injured myself. I injured my back, so I couldn't really move. I couldn't dance. I couldn't exercise. And I'm just finally healing up. So I was like, I have to do something. I gotta make money. I gotta live. I gotta keep traveling and doing what I love. And I realized that what I love is it's teaching. It's just making people better. It's helping people put themselves out there. And that's basically what I did with my dance. And I used Facebook and Instagram and just email. And so I was thinking, so I bought a course, I took lessons, I got a lot of professional advice. And then over the course of about 2 years, just from, nothing to here, like we have clients all over the world. But it was just a lot of hard work and scary transition, because I was like planning to do dance for a long time. It's
like you never know. Especially with fitness stuff, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's all about prevention and stuff, but you have to plan for the unexpected, man, because stuff like that just happens.
True, very true. So I want to talk a little bit about like the Los Angeles scene because I know they're really big into Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And a number of people, like where I first heard about engagement groups was from LA, like the growth hackers there.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many models, everybody's trying to have more followers there, and there's just a massive market. So are you familiar with the scene, and what do you think about it just in general?
Yeah, I mean, like there's a huge scene in LA because I mean everybody wants to grow and be famous out there, especially. But the thing with like engagement groups is like knowing like what times to post, and you know the best times to post are, you know, according to my friend, like 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 3 p.m. Eastern time. So like when you're in these engagement groups, like you're pretty much doing the posting, so you have to be the one who's creating the content, but then you have to be posting it manually at these times, which will get you the best engagement. And yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of engagement groups now that just try to automate it and have bots and stuff, and that stuff is working okay, a little bit above average, but still, it's like best if you can belong to an engagement group that's just all manual. Yeah.
And Instagram is catching more onto that, and it seems like it is like that growth hack that exists right now. I just find that like so fascinating. So talk about a little bit about like Facebook stuff. Like, what are you doing anything on Facebook, and how's that going?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is that where you do like a lot of networking? Give me some ideas.
Yeah, that's where I do a lot of networking because I mean most of my clients are just all from cold email, like emailing people or reaching out to people. I mean, I do get a few from podcasts and some referrals and stuff, but mainly it's just me reaching out to people like on Facebook. And it's just, you know, going through the different groups and seeing their needs and what, you know, because like the thing is like with the problem with courses is that a lot of people, they want to learn, they're excited to learn, and they want to see the results, but they don't want to do the work. It's just like anything in life, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of these people just like, they get frustrated because they don't have the time and they can't be consistent with the strategies that they learn. So they usually, you know, either reach out to me or like I say, hey, what's up? Just because like I see like their pain points in the forums and saying like, well, guys, I don't have time to do all these strategies. Like I thought wasn't gonna take that much time. So reach out.
And
reach out that way.
Not even so much time, but like the patience to be consistent, right?
Yeah.
So you were talking about this earlier. You got to be consistent. You gotta have to be persistent. And one of the things I know with Instagram and why I work with you is because I would have to post every single day. I was like, okay, cool, I could do that for like a week, and then I would, and then I would just stop. Like, and I know that about myself. It's just I have too many things on my plate, and I'm like, okay, I gotta find someone to work with, otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. Because you gotta focus on like your priorities and what matters most to you. And you know, as a person who's doing so many different things, like you have 3 books about to come out. You're doing a lot of cool stuff. And it's just like the other people who are trying to start their businesses and get their services out there, like they need to be focusing on other stuff. Like Instagram and Facebook, that's I think, a strong foundation. But it's definitely better to outsource that so that you could use your time more wisely and effectively on other things.
So just establishing partnerships and then reinvesting and then, you know, keep growing. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So I want to get your thoughts on just like one last question before we go is like, what do you think about the future of social media, especially Instagram and Facebook, and where do you see it going? Because again, a ton of people in the audience they don't know all the stuff that's happening with Instagram. Like it may be very casual to you, but they're like, wow, like they didn't even know engagement groups exist. So this is all very new.
Yeah, well, I mean, Instagram hasn't been around that long, but I mean, it's already over at, 600 million active users every month. And the thing is even back in the day, like Instagram only had 15-second videos. Now they have, a photo slider. You can post multiple pictures on one post, and you can have up to really long videos. So it's crazy. It's like that's where it's going, and then now it's like they're doing things where it's like you can have like clickable links and buy the products right there from that link in the page. So Instagram is like definitely growing, man. It's like it's the platform to be on, just because it's it was acquired by Facebook, and Snapchat was doing okay, but now it has like they have Instagram stories.
Yeah.
They have Instagram Live. So I feel like it's going to continue to develop and get better.
Yeah, I think Instagram is going to be like the hub for, I think, especially for e-commerce selling, like you were saying, may become like one of the primary areas that people are buying on the internet in the future, which is just crazy to think about.
Yeah, more like, impulse buys. I mean, like, I don't see anything going like, if they have a product that's like $2,000 or something, that's a little bit harder to sell on Instagram. But, there's some of those smaller priced items, definitely for sure. Like people, I know like one company, like Frank Body, from Australia, they did over like 20 million in Instagram.
Oh, wow.
I think it was last year. And basically it was all through Instagram. So, and then I know a few other people who have fitness brands, and they're making multiple six figures just from selling their workout programs on Instagram. So it's really big. I feel like it's just going to get bigger, man.
Just copy someone else's workout program, plug it into your bio, boom, done.
Exactly.
So I just want to thank you so much for being here today, Zach.
Yeah, for sure.
And thank you for taking your time to join like our audience of marketers and founders. And yeah, man, it's been also, if people want to get in touch with you, what is the best way? Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, email, let them know.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can just hit me up on Facebook. Just type in Zach Benson, or reach out to me on email, benson.zach@gmail.com is the best. And also check out my site, assistagram.us.
Bam, there we go. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, man, for sure.
We'll gear up for the next episode of Marketers and Founders. Cheers, guys.